Hello everyone, welcome to today's training on version 4 of the Energy Toolbase platform. Thank you for joining us. We're excited to show you the newest platform, and we're going to get moving here a couple minutes after the hour. Appreciate everybody being on time, and we're going to let a couple of those latecomers trickle in. I'm going to put myself on mute here for the next 2 minutes. We're going to get moving at 3 minutes after the hour, and we'll kick it off. In the meantime, I'm going to shoot out just a couple polls to understand a little bit who's on the line. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are 3 minutes after the hour. We're going to get moving. My name is Scott D'Ambrosio. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Energy Toolbase, and I'm joined with my colleague.
Hello, everyone. I am Brooke Morales. I am the Product Manager for ETB Developer, the platform that we will be walking through today.
First off, I want to welcome everyone. I hope everyone is safe, happy, and healthy. Just want to take 1 second and let everybody know how much we appreciate your business, as well as carving time out of your busy day to joining us here today. We're excited to present our newest version of our platform, which we are referring to V4 or version 4 of the platform. As many users might know, this release has been a long time in development. One of the most significant updates we've had in the 7-year history of Energy Toolbase. We're excited to share it with you today. As we go through this platform, you'll notice an upgrade to the customer-facing portion of the platform, as well as a rebuild to the back-end architecture. We've updated several interfaces, workflows throughout the platform to enable more of a streamlined, intuitive user experience, while still preserving the functionality and accuracy of our analysis that our user base have come accustomed to love. The backend rebuild architecture enabled us to increase our functionality around our utility rate engine, financial modeling, as well as our incentive database. This new architecture enables us to handle even more complex rates, metering configurations, and true up. This new functionality enables us to calculate highly requested items like daily demand, seasonal ratchets, being able to compare 2 different utilities against each other. And even more exciting is the fundamental foundation that provides us to build new features and structures as this industry changes. The goal here today is to give you a high-level overview how to navigate the new features of our platform. And just to kick it off here, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get moving. This is a live webinar. We have our eye on the little question box. So if you have any questions, please let us know. And if we don't answer them right on the spot, we'll make sure that we double back and answer them. And I'm going to navigate to our dashboard. So this is the main landing page of our platform. Looks very similar to version 3. In the middle of the page here, you'll see recent proposals I'm currently working on. You could filter these by clicking this nice little filter button. If you scroll to the bottom, just so you know, there's a display option, so you could display up to 10, 25, or 50 proposals from this screen. Up top here, we still have leads broken down into different buckets. We have some nice icons here helping you navigate and the workflow through the platform. So you can see the dashboard, leads, proposals, utility rates, and this more button has everything else that you might be looking for if you're looking for your company settings found through this little icon gear right here. We have a wonderful new help center, tons of knowledge-based content, video tutorials, and frequently asked questions to get you up to speed with the new platform, and trainings and webinars. So we'll be kicking off our new user storage and demos on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So new user training is going to be every Tuesday. We'll do some storage training on Wednesday, and we'll be back to the general demo, which everything will only be in version 4 moving forward. Underneath here is our Twitter feed, what's new. All right, so this is pretty similar to version 3, nothing more to kind of go over here, and we're going to move towards creating a energy use profile. So creating a lead is still basic information. Over here to the left, the next thing we do at Energy Toolbase is recreate your client's energy bill, and we still have this energy use profile. The one thing we did change, instead of facilities, we call it meters now. You can still have as many meters as you would like to be able to include into one beautiful, accurate analysis. We're going to hit add energy use profile, recreating your client's energy bill. You'll see monthly electric bills, and still we could bring in interval data through these 3 options. Nothing changes here for us, and as we start building our energy use profile, then you'll start noticing some changes. So I'm just going to bring in an XML file, hit continue. We give it a profile name, and we'll have a drop down here. And I'm going to pass it off to Brooke.
Great, yes. So Scott has brought us into our current rate schedule details modal here. This is where you'll select your utility, the rate name, the effective date, and the attributes that go along with that rate schedule. In this dropdown, we've added some new sections here. You'll see your most commonly used utilities at the top, and below that you'll see the utilities that correlate to the state that you've added on your lead. So Scott will just add a utility here. Then we'll select our rate name. Once you select that rate name, you'll see the rate schedule details populate below. That is the attributes that correlate with that rate schedule. Also here, you'll see some links below our effective date. You can click show metering details, and that will bring you to 2 new field sets below here that has your metering type and your true up details. Type, you'll see some options here. Full retail net metering, that's very similar to V3. Customer receives full retail credit for all exported energy. And then we have some net billing options, and the customer does not receive full retail rate for exported energy with these. This particular option have non-bypassable charges. The next option you have is a fixed rate for exports. And then you'll see a static option below that. And this is a new feature to V4, where on the rate schedule itself, which we'll go over, you have the ability to define your imports, exports, and NBCs per line item within that rate schedule. Below the metering details here, we have our true ups. And a true up is just how often a utility reconciles a customer's energy credits and charges and when excess energy is compensated. So is that on an annual basis or a per billing period basis? Another option here we have is billing frequency. This is how often a customer pays their outstanding balance to the utility. Also, those 2 options of annual and per billing period. And billing frequency is not always something that we need to know. However, when we have an annual true-up period, it makes a substantial difference in savings that a customer receives. So it's a good option to have here. Now, if we scroll up to the top of this and look at our rate schedule details again, we can see a link there that says view rate schedule. If you click this, it'll bring you to the rate itself that you've selected and show you all the charges that we have in the back end, the seasons and time of use periods, and some good details there in the general information area. This is the view-only view of this rate schedule. However, we also have a table, the view all rate schedules table is what we call it, and you can search for any rate that we offer globally, and you're able to copy that rate schedule and make any changes that you see fit. So we'll go ahead and copy a rate schedule. I'll walk you through how to navigate our new rate schedule page. This is very different from V3. Everything is seen on one page. You can view your energy charges, demand charges, time of use periods, billing demand ratchets all at once. If you click on any of the links to the left here in the general information portlet, you'll be brought to the general information modal where you can specify the utility that you want, the rate schedule name, any notes, applicable facility details. We have two new options here though. We have the charge bundling field set or field and the what do we track field. Charge bundling allows you to select charges are always bundled or charges can be unbundled. When charges can be unbundled, you'll have an additional option on the charge table to select if a rate applies to generation only. And then what do we track does the same thing, adds some new check boxes to these tables that allows you to select imports, exports, or NBCs for each line item. So if we open this table, you can see our modifiers here on the left. Here we can specify if the line item is a generation charge, if it's a non-bypassable charge, or if it's an export. So we'll go ahead and cancel out of here. And let's go to step 1 here, and these are our charge types. Our energy charge types have changed up a bit. We've added a few more. We have our demand tiers with energy sub-tiers charge type. And when you select that one, you'll see the details of that charge type. That works well with the Georgia market. We've seen it a lot in Tennessee as well. We also have real-time pricing. Real-time pricing is new to V4, and you have two options for real-time pricing. You can have our hourly interval, and you can have a daily interval. Now let's check out the same step 1, but for demand charges. And with this, we have the same charge types, flat rate, tiered, time of use. However, within our flat rate and our time of use charge types, we have a new field. So if we continue here, you'll see the field on top of this table asked how often should these charges be applied, per day or per billing period. This field allows us to accommodate those per day charges. So the option S rates for PG&E is a good example here, and we're able to do daily demand charges with this option. Great. If we go back to the summary, you'll see on the bottom left here, we have this colorful section, and this is our seasons and time of use periods. The seasons and time of use periods are slightly different from V3. Well, the time of use periods are definitely different. You have the ability to drag and select the area that you want to apply for your time of use periods. It's very simple, less error prone. V3 was a bunch of drop downs where you have to select a start date, end date, start day of the week, end day of the week. This makes it a lot more simplistic and kind of a little fun too. And we also here have some differences with the seasons. You only have to specify your start date. You no longer have to specify an end date because that is carried over from the last season that you've added. So we can cancel out of here. And we'll also scroll down just slightly to view our new demand configurations. If you select minimum demand as a percent of reference, we'll see that we have a few more demand percents that we could apply. In V3, we only have the percent of annual max. Now we can do per billing period, a monthly max, or a seasonal percentage or percentage of the seasonal max as well. And we'll go ahead and cancel out of here. And any questions with the rate schedule page as a whole? A lot has changed here. We have some really cool new features on this page. Any questions?
Yeah, some questions coming through, Brooke. The first one is, if NEM 3.0 goes to a monthly true up, could we set that in Energy Toolbase?
For a monthly true up, we would have a per billing period true up. So we have the option to select either annual or per billing period. So yes, that is possible.
Perfect. Let me show that example really quick. Okay, so in here, we just go to the billing period, Brooke.
Correct. So we'd go per billing period, meaning that they would true up on a monthly basis.
Already preparing for the future, Patrick. Thank you for your question. Another question coming in, Brooke, is how often are the rates updated?
So our data team has a back-end database of their own that lets them know how often the utilities that we maintain update. So we go based off of that and how often these utilities are used in ETB. And if a utility has a monthly update, they check back monthly, make sure that these charges haven't changed. If they have, they'll be sure to get those in. However, if you do find that there's a rate in the database that you think should be updated, simply reach out to your account manager and they'll have that updated for you.
All right, last question coming in. And remember, if anybody has any questions, please type it in the little question box and we will answer them as we go through this demonstration. How many rates do we currently maintain today, Brooke?
Good question. And this is something that you could also find on the platform. If we go to view all rate schedules, at the bottom of this table, you'll see that the value is listed there. At the bottom, we're displaying 10 of over 80,000 rate schedules.
Thank you. A lot to keep up with. All right, moving along. Thank you, Brooke. We'll get moving here about building a proposal. Any other questions, please just type them over and we'll make sure that we double back to them. Just reading the question coming in. Okay, do your rates include options to split between providing generation charges or credits and separate entities, excuse me, providing those delivery charges? So Brooke, can we set different credits? Richard, I think I'm understanding this correctly. We cannot set different credits based on either supply or generation, right? Or I guess we can.
So with the charges are always bundled versus charges are unbundled, we do have that option to specify if something applies towards generation. So what I'm assuming is we're speaking about a deregulated market where we have a third-party supplier and a separate distribution source, so the utility itself. So we do accommodate rate schedules that are built like that, where we have a separate supplier from the utility.
All right, thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Richard, for the question. Moving along. Nice, getting more questions in here. Matthew's asking a question. Not sure if this is possible, Brooke, but I'll let you confirm here. Do we have the ability to define how long the billing period is? For example, what if the utility does a billing cycle every 2 months or quarterly over every single month?
Not currently, but it is something on our radar. We do have a lot of Australian rates in our database, and that is something that they bill on a quarterly basis. So it's something that we have our eyes on and are definitely going to look into in the future.
Perfect, thank you, Brooke. And Matthew, if you have an example of a utility that does implement that, that is always helpful, expediting that as a feature, knowing the exact utility and information. Thank you. Los Angeles Water and Power, Brooke, if we want to look into it. R1A Zone 2, Matthew was already over it, all over it. All right, that being said, we're going to move into creating a proposal, guys. It used to be a 7-step progression, and guess what? It is all in front of your face now for your speed to build proposals faster, quicker, and easier. So as we go through here, you'll see general information, which used to be step 1 in Energy Toolbase. So as you click open here, you'll see slight little changes. Biggest things to kind of note in here is currency symbol. Now we have the flexibility to bring our platform internationally. You could upload the currency symbol of the currency in origin. Just note in the back end, The rates are inputted in the correct currency, and all your inputs should be in the currency of origin, which means the output is in the correct currency, and now we have the correct symbol. Over here, slight little change. We used to have federal tax rate, now we have regional instead of state. Only other thing to note from this page. All right, moving over, step 2 used to be rate switch analysis. It is located right here. You'll see the option to be able to just add a new rate schedule. We could remove this rate schedule. You could still choose or force the customer to the new rate schedule. Simple enough. Nice little UI change identifying which of these rate schedules are you achieving the greatest savings on. As this proposal builds, we still have the facility summary bar tab below here. You could pin it up. Slight little changes in here. So instead of some percentage offsets, we included the actual dollar amounts. I'm going to hide that. Moving over to the right, creating a PV array, which used to be step 4, and incentives used to be step 3. Combine those together. So as you build a PV array here, still have the options to bring in different production data. Let's go through the PVwatt Store. As we go through here, nice little UI refresh. You'll notice the optimizer charts are the first thing that kind of pops in your face. That used to be below. You used to have to scroll down to find all those 6 different charts. Those are right now in front of your face. You can toggle to those different tabs that you might be looking to optimize for your client. This still runs a 10% offset all the way to 100% offset of your client's annual usage. Plot point represents a 10% offset. You could zoom in right here by using this nice little toolbar, or expand it by doing this. What's new here? We have $1 per watt. A very highly requested item is now included into the platform, so you can put the total or the $1 per watt. As you scroll down here, other thing to kind of note is we switch from version V4 in PVwatts to API version 6. Got a question coming in from Amanda. When do you do new user training? New user training is every Tuesday, and on every Thursday is just the general demo. Also, Amanda, everybody does get a dedicated account manager, so join us on the group training, write down your questions, and please connect with your dedicated account manager to take your learning over that little learning curve and get you proficient in our platform. That's new in the PV step. To add incentives now for PV, you just come in here. You would just check and include those incentives just like version 3. Going to go ahead, hit cancel. When you come down to your storage, same process as before. Nothing changes here. Same UI as you saw in the PV array. As you come in here, you could just click the nice little optimizer button. It's going to run our simulation. I went through the general door here. You'll notice the same tabs that you could flip through to optimize. Now this is considering your PV, your metering configuration, your rate schedule, and how your client uses energy. It's forming an optimization in storage. Your discharge is located down here where you can increase or decrease. It is automatically running 10 system sizes when you go through the generic door based on your highest annual demand, all the way to a 5% offset of that demand. All your information is located here when you go through the general door, general system characteristics. What is the coupling? What is the intelligent layer of the EMS? Replacement and degradation. One thing we used to have in version 3 is the rate impact. Now this is a discoverable feature that you could turn on or off, and this is your ability just to note what is the impact of just switching rate schedules in itself. Now when I talk through the general door, that's going through this ETB logo where it is hardware and software agnostic, or you could go through our wonderful integration partners where we have pre-validated and set the inputs in the back end to mimic what's achievable in the field using XYZ system. All right, to add incentives right below here, streamline process, moving over to transactions. So the only thing to note here that is new within transactions, I am just going to duplicate this tab right here. And we're going to go over to the More tab. We got a new input called ETB Sheets. Excited to show you. Go to View All Transactions. You can find any transaction. I'm just going to pull one up here by clicking into the link. And you'll see this new feature, ETB Sheets. So before we had a bunch of reference variables that you could pull through the proposal process. Now, ETB Sheets gives you the ability to create your own reference variables using the same logic that you would use in Excel. This is going to open up the door for really complicated financing, and this also lives in the structures of incentives as well. Really excited about this feature. Okay, another thing that is new now with your proposal tables, you can actually order your own proposal and transaction summary table. So you can use these different metrics, you could add new ones, move her up and down to present how you want to see fit. All right, lastly, we got some new documents. So let's go ahead and just take a look at those. Now, our documents are still customizable. Your logo, your pictures, your text, your colors, you can completely customize these, but we wanted to kind of revamp all these legacy documents that we had here at Energy Toolbase. So we got some new ones to take a spin, to be able to present to your clients. And I'm just going to slowly kind of go through here. I think the marketing team did a phenomenal job creating these new documents with new charts, and we're constantly improving the document selection. Now we have a nice little environmental benefit page that's been highly requested. All right, gonna hit the back button. And just to recap, to add those documents in your account, everyone, just go to the More tab, go to View All Documents, hit Create Document Template, and then you could come in here. Anything that says V4 is a new document. Just check and include it into your account. Create. So check out those. We got 4 new documents. I'll let you kind of comb through and view those yourself. I'm going to pause. Got some questions coming in. Mr. Schneider, how do you reorder a project summary component, especially if you have multiple transactions? Great question, Mr. Brad. Very simple. You're going to go over to the tab here. You're going to go to View All Transactions. You are going to click the blue writing of the transaction you want to customize, and scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see Tables Used here. And this is the proposal summary tab. So this is the first one, used to be page 3 on the legacy. And you could just click these things up or down. So move this one up, move this one up. Really simple, Mr. Schneider. Have fun. Back to this page in here. The only other thing to note is ETB Analytics and how you download data. You used to be able to download data out. Yes, Mr. Schneider, you can do the same for every single transaction. That functionality lives. ETB Analytics, you used to be able to download data. We did move that. I'll show you where that exists. So I know people enjoyed this feature where you could take a look at, hey, what was your bill before? What was your saving after PV before storage? And what was your savings afterwards in this nice little graph here? But now we have our demand profile visualization in this nice little toolbar that you could expand by just clicking into. And if you never see this feature of Energy Toolbase, one of my favorite to be able to do. On the bottom of the screen here, just noting the current rate cost, okay? And above here, gonna uncheck this. This shows you your client's current energy load, okay, for every 15 minutes, overlaying to the utility schedule. On the back end, we're overlaying solar production, we're overlaying the battery performance to calculate your debt profile. If you're looking for the demand reduction throttle, we put it in ETB Analytics, lives right here. And then the last thing, to download data lives in here. Okay, so you just click this button of download data. You still have your option to take out all the data, calculated value in Excel, single column data, or you could download out here, individual components that you might be looking for. All right, newest feature of Energy Toolbase called Create Proposal Configuration, okay? So when I create this proposal configuration, I'm gonna give this a name called Transactions and Documents. So let's say I always use the same transactions and same documents, okay? By going here and going back to the lead now, by using proposal configurations, really streamline the proposal process. So as you come in here, I can go and choose that, and it'll automatically assign those inputs instantly into this proposal. And this could apply, so you could set these for transactions, documents, rate switching, PV size, storage system size, and incentives. A good way to think about this feature is you can create proposal configurations, so you could see it already added all this into my proposal before I even started it, right? So you could preset these things for rate switching, for the correct transactions or documents you might always want to use. You can, easy way to kind of think about this is maybe there's always a rate switch or a geographic proposal configuration that you might want to do for geographic locations like PG&E, always going from a B19 to a B19R. So different flexibility in here. Please get with your account manager. We're happy to talk through how you guys should possibly use this based on your own business. All right, I'm going to pause there. A lot of information. 30 minutes was our goal. We're right at 31 minutes. Just want to pause for any questions. Any words of wisdom, Brooke?
Yeah, I just want to add that we on the product team at Energy Toolbase are constantly looking for customer feedback. So if you have any feedback of anything that you saw today, please let your account manager know and they will relay that to us. Also, if you just have some feature ideas that you want to see ETB implement along the way, let us know and we will definitely consider them.
All right, just reading some other questions coming in. And Brooke, I'm going to let you know from the product side, Richard is asking for some increased functionality within line item costing, which I know we discussed before. So Richard, that doesn't live here today with the preset inputs, but I know it's on the roadmap. So just expressing that to Brooke. Patrick, why don't you contact your dedicated account manager? We'll kind of walk through a couple quick little troubleshooting to make sure there is no issues, but you should not run into any issues doing that activity that you mentioned. And Joey's asking about non-exports. Yeah, Joey, make sure that you are setting the metering rules, right, for no value of those exports as a storage algorithm. We'll make sure that is prioritized when making its decisions. If you needed to, and happy to kind of walk through on a screen share with you, Joey. Brad, no problem for the dollar per watt. And you cannot go back to version 3. So I'm going to let you guys know that database is locked. Everybody is moving forward with V4. So I hope you guys enjoy the functionality. I know it's new. Give it a chance. The more you use it, I really think you will enjoy it. Now, please contact your dedicated account managers. If you're having issues navigating or any issues at all, please let us know. We are here to help you. We want to help you. Please talk to us. So my name is Scott D'Ambrosio. My email is scott@energytoolbase.com. Really appreciated everybody's time here today, and thank you for the opportunity to work with you.